Hi students, welcome back to today's class. Now we are going to see the continuation of how we can implement OOP concepts in Python. Okay, so let us now learn how Python implements this OOP concepts. Python is an object-oriented language and it has full support for OOP features. Till now we have discussed about OOP features like data abstraction and hiding and inheritance, polymorphism, and then encapsulation. All these concepts we have discussed with some examples. So now how these concepts are going to be used in this classes, okay, when we are implementing the Python programming, how we can implement the Python program with the help of this OOP concept, let us see, okay. So before we proceed, let us recall the classes and objects once again, and clearly we will know their difference. So what is meant by a class? Class is a blueprint of set of objects, okay, that have a common structure, that is common data and common attributes or characteristics and common behavior, that is action. So based on this blueprint only, actual objects are created. So for this one example, diagrammatic example is given that we will see. So based on the blueprint, that is template or model only, actual objects are going to be created. So the blueprint is actually known as class. So from that class, we can any object can inherit the properties, that is properties and the functions we can inherit. Objects, any object can inherit. In simple words, a class defines an outline based on which actual objects can be created. So consider this figure 1, it will be illustrating the same. So class is having now a dog as a class created here. It is a model. Okay, so from this model, actual objects are going to be created like Paula and Bruno. So these two objects are created, okay, created instance, created examples for the class, okay. So properties are color, eye color, height, length, weight, breed. So these are the properties. All these properties are there in the Paula also and Bruno also, okay. And the same methods also inherited by these objects from the class dog, okay. So sit, lay down, shake, come, jump, everything are the methods of these two animals also. So these two objects are a part of what? Class, okay. So it is inheriting the properties of this and methods of this, okay. So here the properties and methods are combined under one unit called the one single unit called a class. This is only known as encapsulation. And here these two objects are inheriting these properties and methods. See here the same properties names only is mentioned in the pink color. Methods also same methods only, from this class only every method. So if you don't want to inherit all the methods also, only 2 methods or 3 methods also you can inherit, okay. But even though that methods names are similar to the class blueprint only, okay. So that inheritance also the concept is applied here, okay. So this is the advantage of this OOP concept, okay. So whenever we implement some programs, so if we have created one class, one particular class, so from that class, we can create similar type of objects, same type of objects, no, different objects we can create. So color, the properties, values alone will vary. Okay, that is properties otherwise called as what? Variables. It's like a variable in a program, variable which is used in the program. For that variable, we are assigning the value. These are all called like methods. Okay, so functions. So functions, through this member functions only, these data members are going to be accessed. That is color, eye color are going to be accessed with the help of these methods only. So like that, we will see some examples in programming. Okay. So now, for example, to understand how inheritance and polymorphism means what? Everything is combined into one single unit. Okay. And now classes as user-defined type. That means it is working like user-defined type only. So we can create the class as per our name. Okay. So class name we can give as the user's wish. Okay. So an object can have different abstractions. An object can have different abstractions. For example, an aircraft. Okay, it is for an aircraft. The pilot's abstractions includes the dashboard and the control panel in the cockpit. Okay, so he must know only the dashboard and control panel information alone. Okay, if you consider aircraft engineer's abstraction, it includes all the internal circuitry and wiring alone. Okay, in programming terms, for each abstraction, for these two abstractions, no, a separate class is going to be created. From this pilot abstractions, we can create for n number of pilots objects. We can create, we can make use of this dashboard and control panel information. Okay. So to represent an abstraction as a class in programming term, a user-defined type, that is class, is created. Okay. So class is actually what? It is a user-defined type. It is created based on which multiple objects of same type can be created. So if you want to create a multiple objects from this class, okay, from this aircraft engineers abstraction and pilot abstraction, if you want to create n number of pilots like that, multiple objects of same type, if you want to create, you can create the classes. Okay, so while creating a class, the attributes are represented through data items. So here we have seen color, eye color, height, length, weight, breed, and all. No, so this is known as attributes. These are represented through the data items, which can hold the values to define the objects. Okay, so it is holding the values in order to define the object. So if you see the value, you will understand that which is the object name. Okay, so like that, it is holding the value in order to define the object. And behavior means it's a method or function. It is represented through functions called the methods or member functions. So data members, what is meant by data members? These data items are attributes only known as data members. See, this only known as data members, the properties, characteristics, data items, so many names we are giving now. So these only known as data members. And data functions, member functions are called what? This only member functions, methods. Okay. So the data members and member functions are encapsulated in single unit. Under which unit is it was encapsulated? It was encapsulated under the class. Okay, it's a single unit. Okay, it was encapsulated under single unit, that is known as class. The only way to access this data, that is data members, is provided by the member functions. Okay. Now, next one we will see examples for how to define a class in Python. So the objects are the real entities encapsulating the characteristics and behavior as a one unit. The variable describes the characteristics here and functions implement the behavior. That is variables, what we are using in the program, it is describing what characteristics, and functions what we are using, it is implementing the behavior. So objects gets the variables and functions from the class. So object what we are creating, it is going to get the variables and functions from the class what we have defined. So classes are essentially a template. It is a blueprint to create the object. So first we need to create the class, and then only we need to create the object in order to make use of these that is variables and functions from the class. Okay, so Python class is created by the class definition as per the following syntax. Here only we need to concentrate much. Okay, so how we can create a class in Python? So we need to use this syntax: class followed by, this is the keyword. Okay, name, this is user defined type. Okay, we can give the name for as our wish, we can give the name for the class. Okay, class name colon. Okay, and then any comments if you want to give. The doc string means what? Comments only, no multi-line comments. If you want to give, you can give within triple quotes. And then we can give the executable statements here. Suite of the statements we can give, where here name is an identifier, that is a name, class name we are giving, that is an identifier. So for writing an identifier, we know the rules. No, that rule here also we need to follow whenever we write the function name. Wherever user defined names are there and all, we need to follow the identifiers rules. Okay, so name is an identifier and we'll give the name to the class being defined. So what is the class name that we need to write? Okay, and class definition is an executable statement. So here after that we will have the definition of the statement class. Okay, that is an executable statement. Okay, when it is executed, the statements in the suite, okay, in the suite are executed to create a new local namespace that would store the methods defined in the class and the class variables. So whatever variables we are in a class we are going to use, that variables also going to be defined here in this suite. Okay, typically the statements in the suite are assignments and the function definition. So functions are also defined under this suite statements, and under this class we will define the functions and we will define the assignments also, that is variables, values and all we can assign there. Okay, so consider the following example, that is figure 2, that creates a class bank account. Okay, class name is bank account. Carefully go through the code shown below. If some things are not clear at the first glance, the class definition will become clear to you after reading the discussions that follows the code. Okay, so after this code, no, they have written some explanations. By reading that, you will understand. So first time if you see, you will not able to be clear with what is given related to the class. Okay, so as already we have seen this format, no? So as per this format, how this is written, we will see. Okay, we will check it. So class, it's a keyword. Okay, class, keyword class begins the class definition. Okay, so with this keyword only, class definition starts. So class, class name, colon. Okay, and then method. This method, that is double underscore, here we have written double underscore. So together if you type the double underscore from the keyboard, it will be like this only. Okay, and init, then again double underscore. So like that, three things are given here. There is double underscore, init, double underscore, and inside the parenthesis you need to write self only. Okay, always self only you need to write. Why means we will see explanation for this. Okay, so create instance of a class and defines the instance, that is object variables are going to be created here. Okay, so self dot balance. So for this only this self is written here. So initializing for creating the class instance and defining the variables only, we are making use of this self statement. Okay, self parameter. So here instance variable balance is created. So initially balance will be assigned to 0. So whenever any account if we are opening, initial amount will be treated as what, 0. Like that we are assigning. Okay. Henceforth every object of this class. Okay. Because some people will be maintaining full some amount and some will be having 0 balance also. So that we are assigning initial value as 0 here. Okay. So henceforth every object of this class will have a variable namely called a. So this is class. Under this class, we are defining three functions. One is three member functions. One is initialize member function. So it is creating the initial variables, whatever variables we are going to make use of in the objects, what we are going to create. No, in those objects, this balance is going to be used. Okay, so this member, data member is going to be used. And member functions are deposit and withdraw. So if you create so many objects also for this class bank account, okay, and for example, bank account, you may also have some account number, and one more person also will have some account number, and like that another person also has some account number. So like that, if three or more members, three or more persons want to access the bank details of them, okay, so either they will be depositing some amount in their account number, or else they will be withdrawing their amount, okay, from the bank. So the two functions are common for n number of people. Yes or no? So n number of people, the deposit function and withdraw function is common. Same manner, balance also will be common for everyone, and amount also. If they are depositing amounts or if they are withdrawing something, they will be withdrawing amount only. They will be depositing amount only. So amount is a common variable, or we will say it is a characteristics or attribute of this class bank account. So here we have defined the class. So all these statements what we have written here is for entire class bank account only. After in the main program only we are going to create the objects. Understood? So this is the class definition, and only in the main program we are going to create the object and we are going to call these functions individually. Deposit function, withdraw functions, everything is going to be called individually. Okay, that also we will see. So henceforth every object is of this class will have a variable, namely every object, whatever object you are creating. I said one person and another person. One person will be having one account number, another person will be having, second person will be having another account number. So you just imagine first person as one object, second person as another object. So everyone will be having their individual account number. Okay. So that account number only here used as a, to identify any person in a bank, they will be using account number only. So they will not use the name of the person, because account number only unique for every human being in the bank, whoever is maintaining bank accounts. Okay, name will be same, similar for many persons also. So bank account will be differently identify the persons. So for that, account number is going to be used as the object. Okay. So it will have the variable, every object, that is every account number of this class will have the variable, namely balance. The variable initialized inside, that is underscore, double underscore, init, double underscore, opening and closing parenthesis. Init is a function, okay, or instance variables. Okay, so whatever variable are created here, that is called example variables and become the part of every object. Whatever account number you are using, that everywhere balance is going to be used. Okay. If you are depositing, surely balance need to be updated. If you are withdrawing, surely balance need to be updated. So in both the functions also, methods also, the balance is playing a major role. So that only it's called instant variable and become a part of every object. These are the two member functions of class bank account, namely deposit and withdraw. So if you are depositing some amount, so whenever you are assigning value for the common variable, that is instant variables, that is going to be accessed with this parameter self only. So self dot balance is equal to 0. Initial value you are assigning to that. And then next member function is deposit. So first parameter compulsorily we need to use as per the rules of this OOP concept in Python. Self we need to use, self word we need to use as a first parameter. So comma, second parameter as amount. Okay. So deposit, if you want to deposit, you will deposit amount only, no? So colon. Okay, every functions end also colon, class end also colon we need to use. And then block of statement starts self dot balance. So if you want to access any variables or attributes in the class, inside the class, that should be accessed with the help of this self only. So self dot balance is equal to, if you are depositing, amount will be added only, with the balance. So balance initially 0. So 0 plus whatever amount you are sending here, passing here from the main program, that is going to be added here. And finally you are returning that self dot balance. Okay. And next for withdraw, the balance is going to be subtracted from the amount. Okay, so not from the amount, but from the balance, the amount is going to be subtracted, whatever amount you are taking. First we need to check whatever amount we are giving now, whether that is greater than the balance. Amount is greater than the balance, so that we cannot withdraw. Okay, so if amount is greater than self dot balance, okay, if condition, so that colon return insufficient funds, else, so automatically else part it will go. Self dot balance is equal to, if it is not correct, okay, if this statement is false, so automatically we need to do subtraction only. So balance, from the balance the amount is extracted, and then self dot balance is going to be returned here. So these two are the functions which are used to define inside the class. Okay, totally 3 functions we have used. So now we will see the discussion, explanation for the above code. So the above code creates a class, namely bank account, which will act like a user defined type. So user, we only gave the name for this class, no? So it is acting like a user defined type, using which the object of this class will be created. Okay. So the definitions in the class suit begin with the keyword def. Okay. So there are 3 methods, member functions defined in it. 3 member functions are method defined in it. Every member function, if you see member function definitions, the function header, that is the function header, must have the first parameter as self. So every member function is started with def keyword. First we have init keyword, second is a init function, deposit and withdraw function. Okay, so everything, if you see, self will be the first parameter. Okay, every member function in the function header must have the first parameter as self. The value of self is automatically sent by the Python. Okay, and it contains the reference of the object that called the member function. Then 2 underscores, init 2 underscores method is very important method. So this is very important method, as it is used to create an instance, that is the object and instance variables, the attributes in the object. So whatever attributes we want to use in the object, no, that is declared inside the, that is built inside the init function only. So that only init method is compulsory in every class definitions. Okay, so all instance variables should be defined in the init method only. So whatever variables we are going to use or use in the objects, no, that is going to be created, those variables are created inside the init method only. So as per the following syntax, that is self dot instance variable name initial value, like that. Self dot instance variable name is what, balance, is equal to initial value what we have assigned, 0. So there is only one instance variable defined, namely balance. As you can notice that to create a variable balance, we need to write what? We need to assign some value for the balance. And the init method is a special type of member function, sometimes also known as constructed method. So what is the other name for init method? Constructor method, as it is used to construct the objects of the class. So it is going to be used for constructing the object of the class, so that it is called as constructor function or constructor method. Okay, so there are 2 additional member functions defined in the class suit. Okay, so defined under the class, that is deposit and withdraw. Okay, so member functions called methods define the behavior or functionality of the class. So member functions are defining the behavior or functionality of the class. As you can notice, as per the rule, these methods have first parameter as self, and any other parameters we can follow after the self only. Then any members of the object, okay, are referred to as self dot member name. So self dot balance, like that only. Any other members of the object are referred as self, and then member name we need to give. Okay. Then inside the methods definitions, to refer the balance variable of the object every time self dot balance has been used. So if you want to refer balance every time self only we need to use whenever you access the variable called balance or amount and all. Okay, self dot balance only. And creating instances and objects. Okay, or objects. So how we can create objects and all. So for that, in main program only we will create the object name. So syntax is, while class represents a conceptual entity, an object is a real life entity. Okay, it actually exists. Real life entity actually exists. So an object is created or instantiated. Okay, how we can create the object or how we can initialize the value, instantiated the value using the definition of the class. The syntax to create an object is given below. That is, object name is equal to class name, opening and closing parenthesis. So to create an object of a class bank account, so for the bank account, we are creating the object, so that we are writing like this. So account number 1213 is equal to, so this is known as object here. So object account 1213 will be created and initialized by automatically invoking init method of the class. So implicitly it is invoked. Okay. When above statement is executed, Python will automatically invoke the init method that you created in the class. Okay. Now, so you can create another object. So next object 1377, for that bank account again called. So in above two statements, we have created two objects, namely account 1213 or 1377 of class type bank account. Like that we can create n number of objects. Okay. So if you have not written an init method in the class, what will happen? Python will provide a default one. Example, consider the following code. Here under class A, we didn't define the method called init. Okay, so defaultly it will be providing the init method. Okay, so def prn opening and closing parenthesis self, we have self, that is prn function we have used. Inside it self parameter we have used, and then colon print hello, and then creating the object for this class A. Okay, so in the above code for the statement where object A1 of class A is being created, Python automatically provided the init method of class A. Okay, so you can refer to instance variables of an object by using the following syntax. Okay, so you can refer to instance variables of an object. That means object name dot instance variable name. So if you want to access under init method, we have used instance variables. No, the variables which are going to be used in all the objects. So how we can access, refer, how we can refer these instance variables or access variables of an object. So this balance belongs to every object what we are creating. Every account number is this balance is related. So that how we can access these instance variables. So object name dot instant variable name only we need to use. So example, so assigning value 5000 to balance of object AC1213, balance is equal to AC1213 dot balance is equal to 5000, like that we need to assign. So balance account 9700, if you want to assign, you can assign for account number 1317, like this you can assign. And if you want to add some additional amount to the account 1213, you can use this plus is equal to 2000. Okay, so printing balance of the object account 1213 is print account dot balance. So it will be printing the latest value, that is 7000 will get printed. Okay, so like that you can make use of the instant variables, and that variables can be called or referred through the object what we have created. Okay, so object name dot that instant variable name, inside that we can pass the value for those, not inside, so we can assign like that. Okay, next, thus an instance variable is accessed as per the following syntax. That is, outside the class definition we are using like this. We are using like this. The syntax is used outside the class. That is in main function. I said no, in the main program we need to use. Inside, how it is going to be accessed inside the class definition. If you want to assign for a variable instance variable name, balance we have assigned 0 no initially. How it was assigned? Self dot balance is equal to 0 only. So that this is defined inside the class. So from outside the class, that is in main program, if you want to assign some value for a balance, you need to use the object name dot, you need to create an object for the class. Then only you need to assign the value for the instant variable which is defined inside the init function. Okay, Next is calling member functions. How we can call the member functions like deposit, withdraw functions and all there, no? How we can make call the functions. So whatever objects we have created with the object name only, we need to call those member functions. Okay. So if you want to call any member functions or method of a class, so under the class we have seen init, deposit, withdraw. So we can call the deposit and withdraw with the help of the object name. Okay. So object name dot method name. Inside the method name, if you want to pass some values. So if you see withdraw also and deposit also, inside that we have self comma amount. For self, we no need to pass the value because Python itself automatically it will send some value if it is needed. Then comma amount. For amount alone, we need to pass the value. Okay, that is enough. So you are not supposed to send the value for the first parameter self in a method called statement, as this value is automatically sent by the Python. This self is the reference of the object. Actually, self is the object's reference only. Okay, so which has invoked the method. That is, if object AZ1377 account 1317 has invoked the deposit method, then self sent to deposit will refer to AZ1317. So the self sent to deposit will refer to the object account 1377. Okay. So now we'll see examples for this, how the class is created, how we can assign the value using object and assign the value, call the member functions using object. For that and that, we'll see the examples here. Example here. For example, recall a method deposit of class defined in figure 2. So class bank account, inside that we have the deposit function and self comma amount parameter. So this is also function we need to give colon at the end. Okay, so self dot balance is equal to plus self dot balance plus amount. So why this balance is actually accessed with the help of self? Because it is defined inside the class. Okay, so inside the class, how we can access the instance variables with the help of self only. So next, return self dot balance. So to invoke this method, how you can call? Invoke means calling this method. So for that, account is created now. So AZ12313 dot deposit, the function name, and this value we need to pass. No need to pass the self value. So 3000 is passed. So initially balance is 0. 0 plus 3000, how much will be returned? 3000 will get returned. Okay. And where AZ1213 is an object of class bank account type and value 3000 is being sent for parameter amount. Let us now write a complete program with the class defined. So complete program we are going to create. See here, class bank account colon. So simulate bank account. Attributes we need to assign, that is balance, to hold the balance amount in the account. So for that we are initiating what? Initialize, we are calling the init method or init function. In that, instance variable is created, self.balance is equal to 0, and deposit and withdraw. So these two already we have seen. So in main part only this object is created. So account number 2001 is equal to, this is one object is created for the bank account. So now I'm going to call the deposit function and deposit method and withdraw method also. So first I am going to call deposit. So if I put some amount only, I can withdraw now. So that I'm calling deposit with the help of some value. So this value is going to be copied here in the amount place. So the amount will be now 11,000. 11,000 is going to be returned by with the help of the print statement. So print statement if you are using, so that return self dot balance will get displayed. So in order to display the amount, same AC2001 dot this balance we need to use. Okay, so here outside the class, how it is defined, how the balance is accessed, how this variable balance is accessed, instant variable balance is accessed with the help of the object name only. Okay, you can see the difference. Already we have seen some examples related to how to access instance variables outside the class and inside the class. So inside the class it is accessed with the help of self. Okay, but here it is accessed with the help of the object. Okay, so next one we are calling the function method with the help of the object name AC2001 dot withdraw of 3000. So we are going to withdraw the amount 3000 from the amount 11,000. Okay, so now what will be the balance? How we can access the value instant variable balance outside the class? Using object name only. So what is the object name? AC 2001 dot balance. So the output of above code will be what? Now the balance in the amount is 11,000. After Withdrawing, the balance will be what? 8,000. So 3,000 was deducted. See here, self dot balance, because the amount is not greater than self dot balance. So balance amount is 11,000. Amount what we are withdrawing is 3,000. It is not greater. So that this statement is called self dot balance is equal to self dot balance minus amount, that is 11,000 minus 3,000 only we have passed inside the withdraw. So what is the returned value? Returned value is 8,000. So that is printed with the help of this print statement. I think now you have clear with what is meant by class. Okay, how we can define the class instances. Okay, how the class definition functions and the variables are created, instant variables are created under init method, everything we have seen. So whatever methods we want to have in the class, no, that methods we can use, and the statements, executable statements we can write under that functions, and how many parameters we need to pass for executing the functions also we have seen, and how to access the instance variables, and how to call the functions, no, outside the class using the object also we have seen. Okay, I think with this you have understood this OOP concepts clearly. Now if you go and see the program which are related to binary files, I think now you will be understanding that binary files concepts with the help of one program. Thank you.